Childe is the best character in the entire goddamn game. Childe in 2025, the best. Childe in 2026, the best. Childe at a wedding, well dressed. It doesn't matter what year it is. It doesn't matter where he is. Childe is still my favorite character in Genshin Impact. Now, as far as the meta goes, like how strong he is currently, now, that is a completely different subject. So let's go ahead and take a look at Childe in 2025. What's up? My name is Taiyuji, and today we are going to be building the best character in the entire goddamn game. That's right, today I'm going to be playing Childe. Now, Childe is my favorite character in the game, has been my favorite character in the game since version 1, but I will say that I don't use him all the time. I actually have not used Tartaglia for a while, so we are going to have to rebuild him a little bit. We're going to have to re-equip him, basically, because, yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So, obviously, we do not want to use the Hunter's Bow. We want to use his signature weapon, which is Polar Star. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, I don't have Polar Star. I just recently started playing Genshin Impact. Roll for it. Roll for Polar Star right now. The best character in the entire goddamn game deserves nothing less than the best. Okay, for artifacts, I do have a 4-piece Nymph's Dream on him. This is ever so slightly better than Heart of Depth. So my Childe is C0, and fortunately and unfortunately, Childe's constellations don't really help him that much. Most of them are just quality of life changes. I actually think that the best constellations are the ones that increase his talent levels. Yeah, because this is just elemental energy. This is just cooldown reduction. I think this one might be the only constellation that's a damage increase. This one's also just cooldown reduction. This is, or it makes it so that there is no cooldown, basically. So yeah, you don't really need constellations on Childe. Just another reason why he's the best. So right now, my Tartaglia is 2000 attack, 77 crit rate, 182 crit damage, 91 elemental mastery, Polar Star R1, 4-piece Nymph's Dreams, C0, and then 11, 10, 10 talents, because one of his passives is that he gives the entire team just a bonus normal attack talent level. Now, there are multiple reasons why Childe has remained my favorite character for so long. One reason is that drip, like god damn. I would 1000% cosplay as Childe. But another big reason is the aura. When my man said,
"Hey girly, hold still,"
I felt that. He's also just really fun to play. The only team that I ever use Childe in nowadays is the International team. It's called the International team because every character on the team comes from a different region, which back in version 1.6, when that team name was first created, Kazuha and Childe were the only playable characters in the game at the time that were not from Mondstadt or Liyue. So when Kazuha was introduced, it was pretty cool to finally be able to form a team that has a character from different regions in every slot. But International also happened to be one of the strongest teams in the game at the time. International is a reverse vaporized team that can be difficult to play, but when everything is going well and you are hitting your rotations, it feels very rewarding. The main goal of the team is to double swirl. So you want to swirl both Hydro and Pyro. Then you apply a lot of Hydro with Childe so that Xiangling is the one who is getting the vaporized hits. The team can definitely take some getting used to because you are trying to manage everyone's energy, maintain the double swirl buffs, make sure Childe's elemental skill doesn't have too long of a cooldown. As I said, it definitely takes some getting used to, and there are multiple ways to set everything up, but this is a very simple setup for if you have never played the team before. You are going to start with Childe's elemental skill to apply Hydro to the enemy, then you are going to use Bennett's elemental burst, and you will notice that it didn't completely clear the Hydro aura from the enemy. Then you are going to use Kazuha's elemental skill to swirl the Hydro that is on the enemy on your way up, then Bennett's burst will allow you to swirl Pyro on your way down. And boom, you have now already double swirled. The rest of the rotation can vary depending on what you are trying to accomplish. For example, people who are trying to speedrun a Spiral Abyss chamber won't use Childe's ranged elemental burst. But here is something that is also pretty simple that you can do after you have completed the double swirl setup. Go here, Xiangling burst, and then you're going to Q first because you get an energy refund back, and then you're going to use Childe's elemental skill, normal attack 3 times, and then charge attack until the Xiangling burst runs out. And as you can see, that still does a lot of damage even here in the year 2025. And a big reason why the International team was so good for so long and why it's still pretty good is because of quadratic scalings. What does this mean? It doesn't matter. All you need to know is that more enemies equals more damage. But if anybody ever asks you, why are you still playing international? Just hit them with the aliens guy meme. Just be like, quadratic scalings. But do you know what else has quadratic scaling? The sponsor of today's video, Aniba. Currently on Aniba, you can pick any one of these top-up packages for Genshin Impact and get 30% cash back on any purchase. 30% of that will go back into your Aniba wallet for your next purchase. But not only on the top-up packages, if you are just a Blessing of the Welkin Moon player, boom, still get 30% cash back. Oh my god, the savings. So if you were already planning on topping up, maybe you were planning on topping up for Flynn's, the character that's about to come out, then why not top up with Aniba? But thank you for listening, and back to today's video. But now it is time to test out Childe the way that he was intended to be played. Check this out. Polar Star still. Artifacts. 4-piece Wanderer's Troop. Oh my god, let's see. Hey, you know, you already know what we're about to do. You saw the artifact set. You know what's about to happen. I'm just wondering, can I actually apply enough hydro to this thing that we can actually swirl some hydro? That is the question. Where'd he go? Oh my goodness, this is so cringe. Dude, you've got to be kidding me. Dude, I can't crit. Oh, this was like the worst idea that I've ever had to fight this thing. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I lied. We're actually going to fight the Pyro Regisvine and test this out. All right, let's see. Yo, 139? Ooh, shoot, dude. This is the way that Hoyoverse intended Childe to be played. Surely. Okay, but no more funny business. Let's go ahead and try him out in the Spiral Abyss. So, as you can see, we were going to be using a Hyper Carry Varesa team. And then on the other side, International. Of course, International. And then we're going to do my favorite chamber. The chamber where we are only using 3 characters. Because it's just unfortunate. It's just how it goes sometimes in the Abyss. Sometimes there's a floor where you're like, damn, this would be a really good international floor, except the fact that there is a Hydra Tulpa on one side, which really kind of hinders your progress. But that's okay. That is a-okay. Sometimes that happens. We do need to make sure that we are dodging, like, while in Bennett's Burst especially, because you do self-apply Pyro whenever you're in Bennett's Burst. So, as you can see, when we're taking those Vaporize hits, they hit really freaking hard. So, yeah, we definitely need to be careful about that. Darn it. At first, I was like, man, maybe I can save Xiangling's Burst. I wasn't sure. I think I should have tried to save it, because I think I had enough time. Like, now I'm not going to have Xiangling's Burst at the beginning, which is going to be a little weird, but it's okay. We'll make it work. I still have no idea what the Radiant Moonfly does. No idea. I just know that eventually it just comes down like this, and then you just get the whale on it. Just like, I don't know, like most enemies are like this, where they just have a down period. I do realize I'm not doing very much damage to it, though. Maybe I should probably look up what this thing does. Okay, I figured there had to be some mechanic, because I was like, man, I feel like I'm doing a lot less damage than normal. Apparently, when it goes into its flying mode, you're supposed to heal everybody to full health, because it applies some debuff to you, and then once you heal everybody to full health, it will remove the debuff. So this time, let me try and do that. Okay, yeah, we do seem to be doing more damage. Like, this is kind of more of what I'm used to. And then that was a slightly faster clear time. So, okay, I think that I kind of did it. I don't fully know what was going on. I just kind of briefly looked at what the thing does, but that's kind of how you fight the Radiant Moonfly, apparently, is you just got to heal everybody to full health or remove some debuff that was on me before that I didn't realize was there. But now it is time for the character that you have all been waiting for.
Oh, you touch my tra-la-la. My ding-ding-dong.
Okay, keep this one here. Oh my god, please don't move. There he goes. Okay, that's like decent for those guys. Those guys tend to move around a lot. Literally the worst enemies in all of Genshin Impact. I don't care. No. Those things are horrendous. And then this, like, international specifically destroys these guys. And then I think I'm gonna hold. I'm just gonna do this. And then this should be enough to take them out. Yeah, I was like, I need to hold Chongling's burst so that it's not an awkward opening to the rotation like this, the opening of this floor. But that is something I really like about international. You can kind of make your own rotations or like combos depending on what you have up or like what was happening. Like obviously there's an optimal rotation, but just depending on what's happening, you can kind of change what you do in what order and everything like that to try and make it work, which I do really enjoy. We have the ugly duckling, Uckle or whatever thing right after this one enemy. I don't know why they put this. They literally put this one enemy here just to piss you off, like just to waste your time. Okay, and then this thing starts in its shield mode, which is interesting. I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing against this thing. When it's... Oh, okay, well, shield is gone. I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing in the shield mode because the only time I've ever fought it was in the overworld, and I beat it before its shield comes up. So, if I'm being honest, I have no idea what the mechanic is there, but I did it, so cool. Okay, but now we actually get to show off the international team in its entirety. Boom. Boom. Oh my gosh, they're bouncing around too much. And then, oh, triple Magu Kenki. I forgore. Okay, well then. This is gonna be hard. Just a sec. Let me lock in real quick, because I forgot, like... I can die pretty easily against these guys because there's also melts and stuff going on. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, please, please. Oh yeah, we got it. Oh yeah. Oh, it's so easy. It's so easy. Yo, talk to them. Tell them. Tell them. International is still meta. Childe is still the best character in the entire goddamn game. See, look at what Hoyoverse is doing. They're throwing all these weird-ass mechanics at us now. We don't even care. We just bulldoze through it because international team, our version 1 team, is still gas. Who? Who is that? Lauma? No, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is, man. All I know is Childe. All I know is the Tartaglia. That's all. That's the only character I know. And there you go. That's all I'm saying. Childe in 2025 is still meta. He will always be meta. He has been the best character in the game since his release. Okay, but in all seriousness, I do think that Childe is still genuinely a good character, even in the year 2025. He's not as cracked as he was. Like, International used to be the most busted team back in the day. Like, in version 1.6, that team was insane. Nowadays, it's still pretty good. As you saw, like, you can still make it work. It's still a very strong team, but it is a team that does more damage when there are more enemies. And what Genshin Impact has been leaning more towards recently, stuff like Stygian Onslaught and everything, it's just one singular boss that just has a metric butt ton of health, and that's all. And I think that's a big reason why people don't use International as much as they used to, because the content just isn't catered towards AoE. It is crazy to think about, though, that Childe has been my favorite character almost since day one, and he still remains my favorite character even in version 6.0. But that is going to be all for today's video. Just remember, Childe is still the GOAT. Thank you very much for coming to my TED Talk. And just remember, you don't have to believe in yourself. Believe in me. Believe in the me that believes in you. And I'll see you in the next video.